Hi, guys.
Hey.
Do you watch Lifetime movies? So we did. We watched The Long Island Serial Killer, A Mother's Hunt for Justice.
We watched that movie from 2021. My name is Ryan Lee. To my left,
Rembrandt.
to my right.
Gracefully.
What'd you just call it?
It's called The Long Island Serial Killer, A Mother's Hunt for Justice.
And you said you wanted to explain that?
Well, just because on YouTube, at least like the link that we passed around, I think it's just called like Long Island Murder or something like that. So, and also confusing is there's another movie called Long Island Serial Killer that came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's not a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
Right. Brian,
Yep.
do you recommend said movie?
I do not recommend this. I
Brian?
do not.
Do you recommend this movie?
No.
Yeah, neither do I.
No.
This might be one of my least favorite Lifetime movies.
The last one that we did. What was the last one that we did?
Oh. The Fatal Sugar Daddy
That one was
relationship.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Who we saw at the gas station.
Yeah.
Yes.
That shell.
So
A picture of him, not him actually.
I thought this one was the most believable because it's based off a true story.
Yeah, I was about to say because it's
So there you go.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell. You know what? I can't say that. I couldn't tell what was fake and what was actually part of the real story
What they
because it
changed
was
for
so like
dramatization.
outlandish, all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, yeah, and it takes place 11 years ago.
Yeah, did this movie like jump around a lot time wise?
Yes, there was a lot of
Like,
jumping.
actually-
I got lost.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. It might. I actually don't know if it jumped around a lot. It just kept on putting the date at the bottom. So I was
Right.
like, wait,
Yeah.
are we going forward or backward?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
It was weird. Like the one scene where went to that one cop at the party,
Yes.
and like it's like didn't that just
right.
kind of pop out of nowhere? Like they were just like talking. All of a sudden, it cuts to this scene. It's like that's weird. He wasn't a part of the first scene before that. It just all of a sudden they're in this different area.
This whole movie does it a lot where two things are happening at the same time
Yes.
that aren't related. It'll keep cutting back and forth.
Yeah.
But there's no. It's done really oddly. Like,
Yeah.
because it's like The Godfather does it well, where it's like Michael's son's baptism and they're killing the heads of the five families at the
Right.
same time. Like, really, like two different scenes, but
Yeah.
like cut together well.
Yes.
It
This
seems like-
movie, it's like they're not related in any way. The tone isn't the same. So
Exactly. They're like hard cuts.
yeah.
Yeah, with it's almost
They don't
like
mesh well.
Exactly, and it's some of them are like when it cuts, it's like that scene shouldn't have ended. It's like it could have, but then it continues on.
Yeah.
It's like you shouldn't have cut it there because it makes it more confusing.
The daughter, Shannan, which is spelled really dumb,
Oh, I don't.
Shannan.
Shannan.
Yeah. So is she 18 going on 30 or
Yeah, she is definitely an older.
she doesn't look
lady.
20. She's supposed to be 24, I believe.
She'll be 24.
I believe
look
so.
24.
But I mean, if you're living, if you're a
sex
prostitute,
worker life.
yeah, so you might age a little bit
that's
older.
Legalize it.
Yeah, legalize.
Shannan, she's a sex worker, like I just said.
Yeah.
And like she goes off on a date, you know, she has a driver drop her off, and then, you know, like no one can get a hold of her. My first beef with this movie is her fucking voicemail.
Hey, it's Shannon. You know what to do.
That's kind of cliche, right? I feel like
I
I've heard
don't
that a
even
lot.
do one. I let the thing say it for me.
Yeah, because you're a normal person.
Exactly. It's like I don't have time to make a message myself.
Right, but it's just like, usually you don't hear that unless it's like a cool guy, like, hey man, it's T-Rod, you know what to do.
That is true. She didn't come off as a very like
Cool dude.
yeah.
Not a cool dude.
No, not a cool dude at all.
Well, you know, I mean, she was maybe cold, you know, when she was dead.
That is true. Yeah, that she did die.
So like we said, based on true events,
Yeah.
long story short, basically they just keep finding bodies on a beach in Long Island.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, I just had a hard time following it because it's like, first they found bodies,
Right.
but then they started finding like half bodies here and half bodies in another place.
And they didn't even explain. the other places they found bodies. It's like, oh, we found a bunch of. You'd think.
Like, I don't know if I'm just dumb, but like, show me a map. And
Right.
you're like, this body was here and that body was there.
They
like,
did at one point. They're like, these blue thumbtacks mean this.
Oh, that's right.
Was,
And I'm like,
it
okay.
still
it was
didn't.
explained really poorly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Was the detective with the mustache, was he not a good actor or?
I think he was a real detective, and they just used.
Yeah, I
him.
kind of had like a Chicago cop vibe
that's
from
how
him.
That's really how he field. He's how he fielded. You know. Jeez.
Got it.
Yeah. God.
Fielding it.
Ah, perfect. I hate the question. But do you have kids?
Did you guys have a fight recently?
Do you have kids, detective?
Well, it's such a cliche thing. And all types of shows that like, oh, but do you have kids? I don't care. It kind of turns me off. It turns me off.
Right.
I feel like this is yet again another Lifetime movie where none of the characters are likable.
No, correct.
Like, I didn't like Shannan. I didn't like Sarah, was the younger daughter. Really didn't like the mom.
Yeah. Oh,
The mom was the pits, man.
She was a fucking garbage dump.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, and that's. Yeah, and as the movie progresses, you find out how terrible of a mom she is.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
So it's just like, I'm not rooting for her.
Yeah.
Okay, it sucks that her daughter died. You know, all that, it really does. That all sucks. You can still be a bad person. You know, the two aren't like,
Yes.
you don't have, like, one's not for the other. Well, we'll get to it.
And what? Why was she ignoring her daughters like when they were younger? What? She had a drinking problem, or was it drugs, or?
I don't know. They feel
didn't
like
say.
they talked about it, but vaguely.
Yeah, well, because there was a one part where the mom kind of poured all the booze out. So
Props
it's like,
on the Carlo Rossi though.
Yeah.
Fuck,
A lot of
takes-
wine in this movie.
Yeah, but
yeah.
dude, like I went through a hardcore Carlo Rossi phase.
Really?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Huh.
I think it was
I
the
didn't.
Merlot though, which is rough.
I'm sure.
But dude, you get a fucking jug of it for like $10.
Wait, did Franzia the box wine? Dude, I did a whole box of that one night. I was hungover for 2 days.
It was some real bad shits.
It was the worst. It was just me and my buddy. We each got a box and we just tried to see who could finish it first. And we just hung out all night. It's fun that night.
Yeah, when I was going to NIU a lot, not for school.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we would like have Carlo Rossi and like you'd like flip it so you like balance it here.
Yeah.
and you do that.
We used to do, Edward Arbor Mist hands. Oh. You would take Arbor Mist bottles and duct tape them to your hands. And you had to walk around cold Arbor Mist bottles and couldn't take them off until they were done.
Me and our buddy Justin, we decided to do like, instead of Edward Four Hands, we did it with red wine.
Oh.
and like everyone's like, duh, duh, duh. So he did that to my wine bottle, but the bottom of his bottle just collapsed. Just like,
That's pretty great.
it was a good time. Who says you guys were gone for about a quarter of an hour?
Shannon okayed it with me. You were gone for something like a quarter of an hour.
What are you, a professor at a school or something?
What?
Are you a professor of time?
Yeah, exactly. God,
I
look
want
at
that
me.
title.
Yeah, very good.
Sounds like a real power metal occupation.
I was gonna say like a Sonic the Hedgehog villain, but
that too. So not only did the mom know that Shannan, her daughter, was a prostitute,
right?
Yeah.
But it seems like the mom also knew like all of her like prostitute friends and driver and
Right,
security.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. She seemed oddly okay with everything.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my daughter's missing. I'll just talk to her driver.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. She had like a sense of urgency, but not really. I think it's just the way the actor was. I don't, you know.
How do we feel about Herc? Herc Zinnemann.
Yeah, the private eye.
You know, I wrote down. He really got into his role. Like about halfway in, like he was like, when he starts talking about his son running away, like he was he was almost overacting.
I feel
a
like
bit.
he cries a lot.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like he really, it's almost like he was the person. Like he needed to become
Right.
the detective or the PI or whatever.
I was okay with him for the most part until the one like random scene where he stops by. He's like, "You are a beautiful woman."
Yeah, so that was weird. But I'd have to say, out of everybody in the movie, he might be the least
Hateable.
horrible
Yeah.
person.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, because all the cops are pretty horrible.
Yep.
All the people that died are pretty horrible. Like everybody's horrible, and he's just like,
I don't when the mom starts talking to Herc. I don't like how she like code switches, like where she changes the way that she talks.
Yep.
She's like,
It takes time.
Shannan don't got time.
that's kind of fucked up. Herc really likes popcorn also. Twice he's eating popcorn.
Really?
It's like movie theater popcorn.
He knows.
It's
He
like
knows.
Dude, it's like the red box.
Yeah.
And like the first time, like he's just like and then later he's like on a park bench by himself. He's like, what do you mean? And he's got like a mouthful of popcorn. Like, fuck,
Awesome.
Herc. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's good snack.
sponsored by popcorn. Not just Orville Red.
No.
Just popcorn in general.
The popcorn lobby. I mean, they're very powerful.
Yeah.
The popcorn lobby.
What was with that Dr. Hackett guy calling? Like, oh, I run a home for werewolf girls.
Oh, that was weird.
Like, so, but it really was a thing. Like, did
Yes,
he
so
really
that was
call
weird,
there?
but that was one of the true parts.
Yeah,
It's
so
just like and
it's how do you not follow up on that? Like, it's just I don't know. It seemed very strange.
incompetency.
Really, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll get to it at the end, but yeah, like this department was not a good police department.
Something else, another major issue I had with this movie is that apparently this very large city, I guess we're in Long Island, it only has one reporter and one news channel.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Because
it.
anytime people are watching the news, it's always the same channel with the same reporter.
It was 2020. I mean, 2010, right? 2013, something like
2010,
that. Yeah. So
and 4 greenhouses. She like searches. I forget what the dumb search engine name
Yeah.
was. It's like
Omni or something.
right, but it's like 4 or 5 like Long Island greenhouses.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like 4 or 5 results.
Yeah, like that's it.
And that one random prisoner who was like doing gardening. Like
yeah.
so.
He was really into that one.
Yes.
place.
He really was.
And I don't even know what he was doing. He's like,
No.
He's like, yes.
Yeah, he's just like pushing on the
that
stem.
was very strange. So I don't think that she was murdered.
Who?
Shannan.
Oh, I agree.
I think that she drowned, like they said. I think that's what happened. I mean, there was a serial killer. I just don't feel the way they explained it. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense
No, I agree.
at all. So
Yeah.
So do we just want to get to the end? Like the end title, like cards?
yeah, I'm ready.
Yes.
Yeah, so oh, by the way, Herc has a old muscle car. Kind of sweet.
I don't remember that.
It's at the very end. But I think I'll have to look it up. I don't know if it was a Camaro
Oh,
or
was
something.
he drunk? Why was he talking weird? It's like one of the times where he shows up to the house, like in the daylight.
Oh, that might be the one where, because the mom appears on news to be like, oh, I'm here with all these women.
Yeah.
Right.
And Herc stops by the house. He's like,
You telling me you ain't a good woman? You're a good woman.
Is he drunk?
When you guys keep saying Herc, I keep thinking about the old Kevin Sorbo Hercules show because they called him Herc on that too. And now I can't get Kevin Sorbo out of my head, and I'm very upset. So thank you very much.
This isn't my world. Disappointed!
God, he seems like he'd be in a Lifetime movie.
Yes.
Kevin
100%.
Sorbo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like he didn't do anything after Hercules, like nothing.
Does he need to?
I don't know.
Actually, that probably wasn't a big hit.
No, it was super popular. Xena, Warrior Princess,
Yeah.
came off of that. You know, she was awesome because she was in Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Lucy
Lucy
Lawless
Lawless
is
is
awesome.
great. She's great.
Xena, the show.
Yeah, and
Take it or leave it.
yeah, but
care
yeah,
for either of them.
yeah,
Just-
yeah. I was 10 when I watched it. It was neat.
I told one of my coworkers, like, reading fiction's pointless. Got super offended. Sorry, I know you like
funny.
fiction too.
I
I'm
do,
just-
yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
pointless.
It's enjoyable, but you.
God, I feel like that could be a
In a
bonus
different
episode discussion.
yeah, God.
But yeah, the end title credits.
Yeah.
things.
So
When? Sorry, go ahead.
So the very end of the movie, there's some title cards about like, again, this is based on a true story, so it kind of goes over some of the details. But basically says how Mari Gilbert, the mom of the movie, was murdered by her daughter.
Yes, right. Like that, and 3 years later.
Yeah.
Like that is so intense. Like, they put her up on this pedestal. She's this wonderful woman that's helping her daughter. Another kid's like, oh, nope.
Yeah.
You're dead.
like, the fact that they glossed over that
Right.
is fucking insane.
Exactly. Exactly. Like,
It's just like such like a throwaway thing. It's just like, it's just murder by a
Yeah,
kid.
and just the fact that they even, it seems weird that they even mentioned it. Like either make it a major part of the movie,
Right.
or just don't talk about
Like,
it at all.
like the thing she's like, honey, I'm making breakfast, and like she's in the like background, like, yeah, like, you know, it's just like something like that, you know, like just don't.
Yeah.
She killed her.
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't want you to look at these women that are dying and trying in a bad light. That's what I think.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to like make them look better than they might be in the real story.
This is definitely a Lifetime movie in the sense that all of the women characters are very good and all the male characters are very bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Now that we have talked about this movie, Bran, you still not recommend it?
I still not recommend it.
Yeah. Brian?
Yeah. Duty.
Yeah, agreed.
This could have been a good movie if they would have stuck more towards the story rather than just the individual, woman that died.
Yeah,
Shannan.
you could definitely make a good true crime documentary from this story.
Exactly.
Lifetime isn't the company to do that, though.
No.
Do you think the mom was less likable because she smokes?
I think she's less likable because she's a bad person.
Yeah. The fact
And
that
she smokes.
Tobacco lobby.
Well, that
Popcorn lobby.
and then she's like drinking constantly. Doesn't help her cause.
guess
So.
that-
Yeah. No, she just they portray her as this like woman seeking justice, but when you really like think about it and break it down, she was just a shit mom that doesn't want her kid to be dead. And now she's like, oh, hey.
You think she was trying to make up for the fact that she was a shitty mom?
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Hot take.
Well, even both kids were just like, you weren't around. Like, you expect us to now want you to be our mom? It's like, no.
Yeah.
So.
Then you're going to get killed.
Yeah, exactly. Boom.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
That'll do it for this time. Until next time. Good
journey.
If you like Nick Cage and horrible great movies from the Cannon Group films, then like, comment, and subscribe for Nick Uncaged Podcast.